What is the absolute worst thing in snowboarding? I'd have to say that it's catching an edge. And if you don't know what catching an edge is, it looks like this. The worst part about catching an edge is it happens when you least expect it, and it's so flipping painful. Over my YouTube journey, I've covered a lot of awesome topics like how to do your very first turn, to riding pows, hitting jumps, or even sending it in the park, but there's been no topic as important as preventing you from catching an edge. Now, catching an edge can ruin your day, cause some nasty or gnarly injuries, or even worse, and we tend to forget that snowboarding is an extreme sport. We combine firm snow, cold weather, and high speeds, and unfortunately, this can be a troubling combination. Last season, I literally caught the gnarliest edge of my life. Now, I've done hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of 180s and 360s, but this one time I wasn't really paying attention and I just casually decided to do 180 and boom! And I literally hit my head so flipping hard that I lost short-term memory and started having hallucinations while being completely conscious. This incident could have been easily avoided and should have been avoided if I took the time to understand the performance of the brand new board that I was demoing, trying to see if I'm gonna buy it or not, but I treated that board like my old board, and at that point, I haven't caught an edge in the last 10 years, so this was definitely an unexpected accident. I'm making this video so that you don't have to go through the same struggles that I have. Now imagine going as fast as you want, taking chances, and you never catch an edge. To become a better snowboarder, you need to really understand the relationship between your body, the snowboard, and the terrain. So once you unlock the next level of board control, your progression is gonna go through the roof, you're gonna have so much more fun than you literally have ever expected, and your confidence is gonna be at an all-time high because you're staying on your feet. And in today's video, we're gonna cover the most common edge catches for beginners to advanced riders, and make sure you stay to the end because I got some awesome drills for you that are gonna change your life. Let's break it down. So let's start with the fundamentals of not catching an edge, specifically for our heel side edge. So anytime our board is across the fall line, we want to have our weight over the effective edge, which is going to be that heel side edge. Now the opposite edge, our toe side, we're trying to keep that in the air so it doesn't make contact with the snow. If it makes contact with the snow, that's when we crash fall and it's not fun. Now, specifically on the heel side edge, the first tactic we're going to talk about is just being in the right body position. So what you're going to do is you're going to allow your belly button to get low by flexing your knees, and you're going to imagine that you're sitting back in a chair. Now what this is going to do is it's going to put your belly button over your heel side edge while applying pressure to your high back so that you can create tilt of your snowboard. So now when we're doing this, we want to make sure we control our tilt and how much we lean back, how much pressure we apply, but there's got to be a bare minimum amount of pressure so we don't dump that toe side edge. If you're interested in getting coached by me, then come join my camp. The link is going to be down in the description below, where you get to work with me and a group of like-minded people and improve and focus on improving your snowboard. Well, come to camp. But you can work with me and I'll vibe and help you become more of an awesome snowboarder. Now, if you're new to snowboarding, you want to make sure your movements are progressive, meaning if I was going to a stop sign, that I'm not just slamming on the brake, that I'm slowly putting on the brake. Now, sometimes you may be in a sporadic situation where you just need an extra amount of tilt. Well, what you can do is lift up your toes to the top of your boots, allowing you to have rapid tilt. But the downside of this tactic of just using your ankles is it's not sustainable. It's very quick, but you can't hold it for very long. Now, when it comes to our toe side edge, what I love to do is apply pressure to the front of my boot by pressing my knees over my toes, and that allows me to create tilt. And the other magical thing that a lot of snowboarders are missing out on is you actually want to drive your hips forward, keeping your spine upright and your belly button over the effective edge or over your toe side edge. This is a very functional body position because it's going to allow you to be in a balanced position, but you're also going to be able to create tilt. So it's super awesome to be able to do this. Now, if I need to slam on the brakes even more, I can lean into the hill even more, getting more tilt or press more pressure to the front of my boots. What are the most common edge catches in snowboarding? So the most common situation for catching an edge is when you're doing a nice little heel side or toe side slip and you're not paying attention and you just let that edge go down. So what I like to do is always keep about 10 degrees or more of tilt on my snowboard. So the next area of catching an edge that's extremely common is mistiming your turn. So essentially you have a C turn, you have the initiation of your turn, then you have the control phase, and then you have the finish. So imagine it as step 1, step 2, step 3. And a lot of times you'll catch an edge if you skip from step 1 to step 3 and miss the whole transition of going down the fall line. That's very common. So make sure that you're going step 1, step 2, step 3 for both heel side, toe side, or even your switch heel side, toe side turn. So now if you're an advanced rider, you usually don't catch an edge when it comes to a stop. You don't catch an edge when it comes to your turns because you're pretty awesome by now. But the most common situation that you'll catch an edge is when you're doing more park-oriented or trick-oriented stuff. So what usually happens is you start catching air and then you start shifting your weight forward and then you rotate and then you land on the wrong edge. Now that didn't stem at the end of the trick, it usually stemmed from the beginning of the trick. Now let's dive into some drills. My goal is to make you as awesome as possible. So what I'm gonna do is give you guys a couple drills to work on the next time you go snowboarding. So the very first drill is gonna be a very aggressive / dynamic heel side and toe side falling leap. So essentially what I want you to do is find a moderately steep run, point your board sideways, and then you're gonna do an aggressive falling leap, meaning I'm gonna point the nose of my board down the fall line really fast, and then swivel my board and point the tail down the hill really fast and maneuver as fast as possible. Now the goal with this exercise is to be able to get your board down the fall line and across the fall line without consciously thinking, what do I need to be doing? I wanna train my body and my mind to always lean uphill. So I want you to start on your heel side edge first. Do that for about 50 to 100 yards without catching an edge, of course, and then switch it and go on your toe side edge, meaning you'll be facing uphill. Now again, both on the heel side and toe side, try to be as dynamic and wild as possible while staying in control. The next exercise we're gonna get into caters more to the intermediate and introductory park rider. And if you don't ride park, you can still do this exercise. We're gonna start with a nice full 360. As we do this, we wanna make sure we're keeping our weight leaning uphill. So the only time we're really transitioning from edge to edge is when our board is pointed down the fall line. Because if we transition to edge while we're across the fall line, we're gonna catch an edge. It's not gonna be awesome. So the goal is to do a 360 without catching an edge. Front side, back side, also you could consider it clockwise and counterclockwise. Once you've nailed that, I wanna give you a challenge by doing a 720. You're actually gonna complete 2 full circles. And if you're feeling super awesome, try to complete 3 full circles without catching an edge. Now, of course, you might get a little dizzy, so take some breaks in between. So the next exercise I got for you guys is more geared towards the advanced rider. Now, what you're gonna do is make a nice heel side turn, keep going until you end up on your toe side, and you're gonna make a little bit of a spray. And then you're gonna move back in the opposite direction and go back to your switch toe side turn and make a little bit of spray and keep doing that back and forth. Now what's cool about this is we're starting to incorporate a little bit more rotation, a little bit more specific start and stop moments. And this really is gonna train you to how to be able to not catch an edge, but at the same time, if you start getting into some other tricks, you're gonna be able to be super twisted without catching an edge. So I hope you like that one. Now, if you do any of these drills, definitely tag me on Instagram or comment down below and let me know how they went. Are you guys enjoying the content and you feel like you're getting a lot of value? Consider picking up one of these Bennett hoodies. I'm starting a goggle company and it should be releasing really soon. So if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, you want some really awesome quality gear, check out the link in the description. Well, my GoPro decided to die when I was filming the outro, so instead I put a nice beautiful background of snow in hopes that we have a lot of snow days coming up. But if you guys are digging the content, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe to the channel, share this video with a friend, and in the comments down below, let me know what your favorite part of this video is. Here on the screen, YouTube has recommended this video for you to watch. So, nothing but love, we out.